It is going to be very interesting to see what movie comes out on top by the end of this box office weekend because we have Bob Marley's One Love and Madam Web. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to The Critics. I am your host, Isaac Joel, with Agents of Fandom, and today we're going to be breaking down Paramount Pictures' latest music biopic, Bob Marley's One Love. These music biopics are hit or miss, let's just be honest, from Bohemian Rhapsody to the latest Whitney Houston movie, Rocket Man. Now, these are movies that are generally speaking okay. They're a fine time. You're not going to go in and just, roll your eyes and just, have the worst time of your life watching these movies. It's not the worst films of all time, but there is a checkbox when it comes to this new genre, and it's a little bit annoying at this point. You have to find an actor who can do the accent of whoever the person is, someone that can look like they can sing like them. Sometimes they're actually doing the singing, sometimes they're not doing the singing at all, and it's just all lip singing, and then people have an issue with that and an issue with this choice and that choice. So there's a lot of pressure, I think, that comes with doing something like this, because you're doing a film that's based off of someone's real life. How can you actually properly capture their essence and everything that they represented in a good way or a bad way? We have that latest Michael Jackson film that's going to be coming out soon. I believe they're filming it right now. There's rumors currently of Miles Teller going to be playing the manager. I'm excited about what it is that they're going to be doing with that film, because it seems like they got a really, really talented director attached to a really, really important artist. With Bob Marley's One Love, I don't know who the director is. I just looked up his IMDb page. There's really nothing to really go off of besides the King Richard Will Smith movie, which honestly I didn't even watch. I know he won an award after he slapped the dude or whatever. But those movies are just kind of like not that interesting to me, and I know if I give it a chance, I could get really into it, but it's so hard, I think, when you're tiptoeing around someone's real life and trying to capture who they are. That Elvis movie that came out not too long ago, I hated it. Abysmal, seriously. I just hate all of the accents that come with it. I hate the montages that come with it when they hit the top of the charts and they're going big and platinum and winning all these records, and then they hit their lowest in the lowest spots. So there's a lot to kind of complain about that I could easily rip into this movie. However, I'm not going to sit here and do that. I do want to kind of address the pros, the things that I did like about this film. First and foremost, it's not entirely an origin story. It's not entirely an origin story, okay? And what I mean by that is we don't go all the way back to, from the start of the film at least, we don't go all the way back to when he was a child, to when, he was 5 years old, his dad left him and all this stuff. It doesn't start with the first time he picked up with a guitar and started playing it, or his first musical lesson. That would just be kind of annoying to me. But instead, they pick up with the most pivotal moment in his career. That's when he was doing the One Love concert, when he was trying to unite and bring people together. And the night before, he was shot and hospitalized, and then the very next day he still performed. And so there's actually a lot to Bob Marley. I grew up listening to his music, first and foremost. I want that to be known, that I'm not just a casual guy coming in here and watching this. No, I actually remember growing up listening to his records and hearing the stories and what it is that he kind of represented and for people and mankind. And if he was still around today, his message would still be spreading across. And so I find his whole story to actually be very inspiring, and I do think that there was a reason and a purpose to tell his story, unlike maybe other biopics in the past. I felt like this one was something that can actually be dissected and looked at, and to their credit, they do the homework. They do, they get themselves a really good actor, and I know some people might have a gripe with the fact that he's not actually Jamaican, but I know the family and everybody, they worked really hard looking for the right actor that could really, really best represent Bob Marley. And hey, they felt like this was the best actor. So I'm gonna lean onto that understanding and say, okay, fine, sure. Let's say that this guy is the best guy for the job. I didn't like him in Secret Invasion. I know he kind of had a small role in a Barbie as one of the other Kens. But overall, the guy that plays Bob Marley is fine, is good. The accent is a little borderline SNL parody. Okay, that just comes with it. But I really believe he gives a solid performance, an Oscar-worthy performance, maybe not. A decent, fine, I'll get through this movie performance. I liked watching him speak as Bob Marley, play as Bob Marley, and I think he did a pretty decent job. What I do like about Bob Marley, as well as what this movie does in a good way with the story, is showing how he's just jamming out. They're not setting up every musical piece. Oh, this is when they discovered that song. This is when they wrote that song and this and that. I wasn't looking for a Wikipedia page of a movie, which all of these are at the end of the day, honestly. But this film tries to find good, solid opportunities for him to be singing, for him to be performing these famous songs that we all know and love. And so I respect what the filmmakers and the cast and the crew, everybody, I respect what it is that they sought out and did with this. I think it is perfectly acceptable of a movie. I don't really want to sit here and break it down and rip it apart and tell you that, oh, you shouldn't go check this out. Like, no, I do think if you celebrate the life of Bob Marley, if you celebrate his music, if you want to go out and even celebrate the culture of Jamaicans, it's really, really done right, and I think to the best respectful way possible for the whole filmmakers in the studio. However, it just checks off all the boxes, and that's something that I really am not fond of. I'm not looking for something that I can expect, that I can see coming, that I can be, oh, this is the part where that happens. Yep, this is the part where he hits his high. This is the part where he hits his low. Yep, of course he's yelling at his wife right now, blaming everything on her. Yeah, for sure. So you can kind of call all this stuff coming within like the 5 minutes away. However, I still enjoyed myself. I had a good time. I think it is very important for us to acknowledge, the story of Bob Marley. Unfortunately, there's not very much to say about this film. I do think that this is going to be something that I might look at every now and then and come back and revisit, and maybe my opinion will go up a little bit. Maybe it'll go down a little bit. I felt that way with Bohemian Rhapsody. When that movie came out, I really loved it. Upon revisiting it, I own it. I just kind of felt like, wow, Rami Malek just can't do anything else, right? He's just only subjected to now this one performance that everybody will look at, and the teeth and the hair and the voice, and it's just, oh my God, it was a bit much. It was a bit much, and I know that movie went through a lot of production problems, as do all of these movies. It just seems that they always follow the same formula, the same pattern to play it safe. And I'd rather them not play it safe. I'd rather them go a little more controversial and raise some difficult questions, because Bob Marley himself was really challenging political parties, and I would have loved for them to have more conversations about that. And they do talk about that. They do address it, but only in movie standard forms, They don't really dive into it that much because it's not about the legal morale. It's more so about just him playing the next song. And when he performs the next song, it's good. It's fine. I just am looking for a little bit more depth when it comes to these music biopics. That's why I bring up the Michael Jackson film. I feel like that is a good opportunity for us to solidify and put a stamp on how these movies should be produced and the standard that we have for them. Not only can they be biopics, not only do they have to be these biopic I can't say it. Not only do they have to be these biopic Wikipedia page movies, but they can actually have more depth and more story and more soul into it. You know, they could be full-on fledged musicals, and I think that could be an interesting aspect with this. It is going to be very interesting to see what movie comes out on top by the end of this box office weekend, because we have Bob Marley's One Love and Madam Web coming out at the exact same time. Paramount Studios, Sony Pictures going head-to-head against each other. This is Clash of the Titans. This is Batman v Superman. This is what everything has culminated and led up to, guys. So I'm really excited to be the one to break down these movies for you guys. I'm interested to hear what it is you think about One Love. Have you had a chance to go check it out? Are you going to go see it? Are you a big fan of these music biopic movies, or do you just roll your eyes and don't even bother with it? Or do you want to give this an actual chance? I encourage you to give this movie a chance. I absolutely do. Let me know what you think in the comments below, or you could tweet at me at It's Isaac Joel, and let's talk all about films. I love talking about films all day long. That is what I'm here for. This is what I love. This is my passion, and I love sharing this with you all. It is one of my greatest privileges and honor to be able to sit here on this mic and to just share my thoughts with you all and have you guys actually listen, and we can actually form a connection and a bond between what it is we love, what it is that we hate, whether we agree, disagree. You know, this is just an open forum. You know, my opinions are not facts. They're just opinions. This is just first impressions that I feel, that I think right off the bat, and over time that develops. So as of right now, my opinion could change over time, or it might get lower, it might get higher. That's kind of the beauty of doing these reviews, is that I can always look back at it and be like, oh yeah, I did think that at that one point in time. As always, I have been your host, Isaac Joel, and you're listening to The Critics with Agents of Fandom. I'll catch you next time.